Hey guys, welcome back to
The Breakthrough.
I am your girl Sophina the Diva.
And I am Hanif Carter, aka BilionAir Carter.
And we are the hosts of The Breakthrough, as you guys should already know.
Yes, as your host, we are keeping in touch with everything that's trending with indie in all genres.
Exactly, and today we're talking about visual independent artists.
Yes, I didn't know a lot about visual artists, but you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit for me.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know too much about visual independent artists. So paintings and things of that such. You know, when you go to a museum and you see paintings and sculptures and things like that, that's what the visual artist is. But I'm so happy that we are hosts on The Breakthrough because it definitely opened my eyes, and maybe yours as well, to get some more information and more knowledge on every genre of independent artists.
See, I mostly don't even really think about the artist sometimes. I really admire the art. The art is really where it's at, because it really speaks volume.
Exactly. So if we're admiring the art, we got to admire the artist, the person that did the art. You know what I mean?
One thing that's different between visual artists and people that are doing music is there's not really a lot of outlets, and a lot more, things as far as making money as it is as far as music wise. So it's being an independent artist is really very scarce out there. A lot of people really just do it for their passion.
Right, very true. Now, what do you mean by there's a big difference between, music artists or film artists and visual artists?
With a visual artist, most of the times they probably have to have one foot in the door and one foot out, have to really have a job and have that on the back end. But people with art, music-wise are the same ways, but it's just a little bit more, I feel like it's harder as far as being a painter and things like that than as far as music-wise,
Okay. That makes sense because maybe you visual artists out there can really give us some more knowledge on this, but I do feel like there's less avenues as a visual artist. You really have to, it's a really small niche. Whereas now, film and television and music, they have a lot of different aspects and platforms for you to actually showcase your stuff, whereas, visual artists don't have as many pathways. All right, so Hanif, who are some of our visual independent artists?
Well, we have Jean-Michel Basquiat, and before he became a world-renowned painter, he used to paint subways in Brooklyn. He used to go by the name Samo.
Wow, okay, so he's also known as a neo-expressionist artist. Now, how did he become that?
He was a part of a group exhibit, and then from there, he basically got, recognized and found.
Wow, okay. See, that's how it is. Your willingness and your work ethic to pursue gets you noticed. There's some people that work years, months, weeks, whatever, to pursue what they want to do, and eventually it's going to be recognized.
You definitely have to be willing to put the work in. There is no such thing as overnight success. That's actually our filmer, director. They just said that to us not too long ago, so I wanted to use that. Shout out to them.
Yes, shut up.
You definitely have to be willing to put in the time, the effort, blood, sweat, and tears. Because remember, fellas and ladies.
Don't forget about us.
Exactly, don't forget about y'all. One of the directors and actually the filmer said, there is no overnight success.
Nope, there isn't. And from my own personal experience, I know that, you really have to work hard for yourself. If somebody else is hungrier than you, then they're going to surpass you. So you got to stay hungry all times.
Exactly. Do you remember watching the show Making the Band?
Making the Band? Yeah. I remember that. What about it?
Do you remember how easy it was to replace a band member?
Yeah, I do.
Social media is playing a very, very high-end role to be able to level the playing field. Not only do you have to worry about your talent, you have to worry about branding yourself as well.
Yeah, that's very true because there are tons of videos and, programs and things like that for marketing and branding that you have to look into because, it sounds easy because there's so many of those out there, but you have to make sure you choose the right one, and that's tough.
Exactly. The grind is real.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I'm going to continue to stay on my grind, as you guys should too. And you.
Yes. I believe that what we doing, we all should love, and what we love, we should be doing.
Ooh,
that's
I like
very,
that.
very
That's
powerful.
a good quote.
We should live by it.
Can you say it one more time?
It's not.
Dang, he was in the moment and that was great. Anyway, guys, don't give up, If your dream is worth it, you're going to pursue it. So keep at it. Oh, look at this. We got a question. All right. Okay, is tagging visual art?
It definitely is a visual art, you know, because of the fact that no matter where the art is, if you're able to look at it and, you know, start telling a story just from looking at it, it's visual art. No matter where you start from, because Basquiat, you know, he started on the subways, you know.
Right.
That would be considered, to me, you know, from me in LA, that would be considered tagging.
But people are saying that Basquiat's work was a mural, it wasn't necessarily tagging. So that's where we have to kind of see what the real definitions between the two are, because tagging could be considered, you know, just the scribble on a rock or scribble on the subway, whatever, but it could maybe, to you or to others or to me, could also be considered the mural that he actually painted.
But you know what? We gonna stop it right there.
Man.
We ain't gonna get too much into that.
Fine.
You know, that's a whole nother episode we're gonna have to go into.
All right, fine. We are done for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And until next time,
Breakthrough.
Once again, this is Hanif Carter here with The Breakthrough. I'm here with Sophina. She came up to me, you know, I'm a big believer of closed mouths don't get fed. So she, you know, asked for, you know, the promotion. So what do you think? We're here all about indie. This is an independent show, so why not?
Thank you.
She has a company, ice cream company, Ice Cream and More. And
Good morning, my name is Sophina, as you said. We are Ice Cream and More. We sell more than ice cream. We are 4 weeks into this adventure, loving every bit of it. We have the lowest price ice cream. We do birthday parties. Check us out on the Instagram. We feel that our mission is that we could sell an ice cream, single ice cream cone for $1. Kids will have $1, cooking they will have $1.50. So we have the lowest price ice cream on the truck.
Hey.
And we make it with love.
Make it with love. Hey, there you go, there you go. And what is, so what has Leimert Park done, you know, for you being out here, you know, for these 4 weeks? What is, you know?
I tell you, let me first say this. We have really been getting a lot of black feedback when we go into the Leimert Park in the black neighborhoods. That's who we cater to.
Okay.
We cater to the blacks because we have some saying that they haven't had an ice cream truck in 40 years. But we're here now. So look for us everywhere.
Yes, Ice Cream and More.
Park had been really good. Baldwin Hill was good to us too. We went there. So they was good to us. So we basically trying to get out here and just spread love.
You're not trying, you are doing it.
I am doing it.
You are doing it.
I am doing it.
And we are here to support Ice Cream and More.
Ice Cream and More.
Stay tuned. Or how often are you out here?
I'm out here every Sunday now.
Every Sunday. Breakthrough. What's next in store? Man, we got a sign over here from the Community Build Park. Women and girls learn karate and jiu-jitsu for free every Monday and Wednesday. Man, that's crazy. 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's some of the things you get over here at Leimert Park, man. They care about the community. Come on, let's check out some different things.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's on the level
You
of
can pick a card.
Oh, definitely. Which? Oh, they're all the same?
No.
Oh, well, no, they're not all the same. Oh, that's dope.
Each one got a different piece of art on
Man,
it.
I love it, man. As far as being here with Leimert in Leimert Park, what has Leimert Park meant for you as being an independent artist? Like,
I use Leimert Park as a launching pad to go global. Okay, so I'm a global corporation called Dama Corp.
okay.
Okay, so I had to become a corporation to protect myself from corporate America. So I formed the Dama Corp along with a sister named Ada Glenn to represent us as intellectual property and to brand ourselves. I'm kind of revolutionary that became a capitalist because I started studying what I'm supposed to be fighting and I found out that I could use it. And then as far as gentrification is concerned, if you're not buying in, you have no voice. And see, I show people how to buy houses because we had some property in Compton, and my brother sold it, and we took the equity out.
Yeah.
And he brought 3 computers in the early 90s, and like my younger brother, before he died, he was making $95 an hour. So my thing is use the system. They're not giving us reparation. That's a wasted thing. You ask them the criminally insane to help you. Okay, these are the descendants of the criminally insane. You got to get it yourself.
Snake Doctor.
Okay.
Man, we appreciate the Snake Doctor for his wisdom and time. He was just walking down the street, and my boy who we're getting ready to actually interview next, who's gonna step on, he's the one that was like, this is a legend here. Thank you, my brother.
All right,
Appreciate it, brother, man. I'm gonna go listen to you play too, and definitely go down there. We just wrapped it up with the Snake Doctor. My boy Hey Rue, he's the one that introduced us. He was like, man, we gotta interview him. So we definitely were already on the way to interview Hey Rue, and that happened. That's the kind of things that happens. That's independently that just come about. You know, the vibes and the spirits over here it's just amazing. But my boy right here is an artist, an entrepreneur himself. I'm gonna let him, give his little spiel on what he does, with the jewelry and things. We're out here on a Sunday once again in Leimert Park. What's up, bro, man? Introduce yourself to the world, man.
I'm Heru. Originally, I was born Perry Coleman. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm a traveling merchant. I make jewelry. I sell jewelry. I lived in Houston, Texas. The first place I moved to when I left St. Louis. I lived there for a few years. From there, I moved to Harlem, New York City. And then I stayed there for about 5 years. And then that's when I became an entrepreneur, became a street vendor. I was set up on 125th Street across from the Apollo pretty much on an everyday basis. And that's how I made my living when I was in New York. And then from there, I moved to LA. And a lot happened in New York, so if you want to ask me anything in particular, you can ask. But I had a lot of accomplishments in New York. I worked with Queen Afua, became a healer, student of the master teacher Queen Afua. I learned a lot of about jewelry and selling jewelry from Baba Heru. As well as the brother I just introduced you to, he's taught me some things. Snake Doctor, he's a jeweler as well.
Oh, damn, man. Everybody is just that. What would you give as far as an entrepreneur you're coming out here, or just somebody that's trying to get out there into their craft?
Before I moved to LA, I knew about Leimert Park. I knew this was the place where the culture was, and I had to get here. I had to come and see it for myself. I had to come and be a part of it. In Harlem, it's pretty much everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, it's culture. It's the essence. You know what I'm saying? And in LA, you don't see that. It's far and few between. But when you come to LA, when you come to Leimert Park, it's an everyday thing, and it's this is where I spend majority of my time, and this is where I feel comfortable. And basically, I really, really appreciate Leimert Park and what it is. Because this is the community that supports me and that I make a living off of, and together we commune, we break bread, we heal, we do everything together here in this community. So I set up in Leimert Park on a regular basis, not just on Sundays. On Sundays, we had a drum circle, and it's the big marketplace, but I'm here Monday through Friday, when it's slow, you know what I'm saying? When I could be on Venice, or I could be on Hollywood Boulevard, with my table, I'm in Leimert Park.
Wow.
And it's just because of the culture and where I want to be. And what I have to offer is for my people, and I want to give it to my people. So that's why I stick with 9 times out of 10, I'm in Leimert Park.
Once again, man, introduce yourself to them, man, and let them know.
I'm Brother Heru. My company is RBG Connect. You can find me on Instagram at RBG Connect. When I started my company, when I lived in Harlem, I was just deep into Pan-Africanism and Garveyism, and so that's what my company represents.
Hey, man, thank you for tuning in to the Breakthrough. Once again, we out here at Leimert Park on a Sunday, usually the art walk and things like that, and drum circle and all that, but stay tuned. Come check my boy out and other people around it, man. Come feel this energy, this vibe. Come feel this. We'll be back.
Bless, bro. Hey. Welcome back to the Breakthrough in-depth interview. My name is Hanif Carter, aka BilionAir Carter.
And my name is Sophina De Jesus, aka Sophina the Diva.
And here today we have Darynn Dean. She's a jazz vocalist extraordinaire.
Put that in there.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys so much for having me on your show.
Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I'd like to start off with this question. What does it mean to be an indie artist?
Well, I relate to an indie artist as like an independent artist, an artist that has autonomy and control over their musical direction, and that's able to express themselves in the best light and really give everything that they have to their music and to the followers and their supporters.
There's not that many young jazz, vocalists in general,
Yeah, so my family is really musical. My grandfather is Donald Dean, and he's played with Les McCann and toured the world with some of the most famous jazz musicians. And my cousin, he's an amazing jazz pianist. He's toured with Kamasi Washington and Flying Lotus and Thundercat.
Oh, wow.
And so music has always been in my family. So jazz was kind of a natural progression into ways that I felt comfortable really exploring like messages and songs. So it was something I did growing up.
So how did the impact of your parents and your family really have on that, as far as, I know you were kind of brought up into it, but, so it's kind of sometimes, I was forced, I'm a child actor, so I was forced into acting. Like, when did you really start when did you develop your own passion for the jazz?
Right. Well, it was probably in my dad's car when I was young, and we were riding, and I heard Shaka Khan's version of My Funny Valentine, and I was like, whoa, this is it. I fell in love, and so from then on, I started listening to Carmen McRae and Ella Fitzgerald, and it was kind of like this gateway. It was this contemporary take on this very old standard, Rodgers and Hart, but it had two things that I loved, and from then on, I kept rolling with it and joined a jazz big band and started the first jazz festival I ever sang at was Central Avenue Jazz Festival, where Duke Ellington, played the Dunbar Hotel. So I just became rooted in jazz.
So you already got a lot of skin in the game already.
Exactly.
Already.
We have a thing that's called skin of the game. We're trying to get it out to the crowd so it can start trending, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Skin in the game.
Yes, skin in the game.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we also heard that you're starting you're in a short film. Can you tell us about that?
Well, yeah. So I created a short film, a short documentary on jazz and gender. So my background as singer, once I started dedicating my life to music, I said, I want to pursue this formally, and so I went to New England Conservatory in Boston. And while I was there, I had the time of my life. I learned so much. And I began to see the world a little bit differently, not only as a musician, but like as a woman and as a vocalist and as an ensemble member. And so I kind of started to ask these questions like, how does gender relate to how we relate as people? And in the jazz community, it's been a really, really important topic that's now the light is being shined on. So the film All About Love, Jazz and Gender that I created really explores these topics and is the chronicling and the exploration of the first ever big band between Berklee College of Music and New England Conservatory, all women's big band that I made for my senior recital.
That is so cool.
It's kind of I interview Terry Lynn Carrington and Jason Moran and my peers, and we talk about these things because ultimately, music is love, art is love. So that's the premise.
Awesome. Now, is the short film done? Is it out? Where can we find it? See it?
So it is, now, who can say art is ever really done?
It's
like a philosophical question, is it done? So right now, entering it into, festivals and getting opportunities around it to be screened. I see the film as being a conversational piece that colleges and institutions can engage in. So, little young people and young women and young men grow up, or young people, because, gender is pretty fluid nowadays, that they have a place and that they can understand it a little bit better. So the documentary is not public yet, but it will be. And,
That's good. So as I know you're a young woman in jazz, what kind of tips can you give other indie jazz artists or just indie artists in general, as far as the path that you're going, or where they need to go and things like that?
Well, I'd say jazz, I think this is something that the greats always had a hard time. When you look at Miles Davis' Birth of the Cool, fusion, jazz is a lot of things. It's black music. So I'd say, well, now it's not even black music, it's global music. So I'd say just finding your voice in creativity, rooting it in a legacy and a tradition, but also exploring your own voice through that. And that's really what I'm beginning to do now as I've graduated and I'm starting my career.
Congrats on graduating. That's a big accomplishment.
Thank you.
So where can the fans and the other indie artists and us find you, and what do you have coming up next?
Right, okay, so you can find me on Instagram on Darynn Dean. You can also find me on Facebook, Darynn Dean.
But spell Darynn because it's a really cool, unique spelling, and
Right.
I love it. So they gotta spell it correctly.
So Darynn with one R and two N's. One
And with
R,
the Y.
2 N's with the Y, right. So Darynn.
I love that.
Darynn Dean. Dean as in Dean.
Dean in the school.
Right.
Awesome. And then what do you have coming up next that we can look forward?
Right, so coming up next, I'll actually be in Brooklyn for Dee Bridgewater's Network Woodshed Network program. I'll also be having a concert and performing in Los Angeles. So I'm creating concerts and curating them and working with musicians. So.
Where's the concert? Like, where can I get my ticket? I need
Where
to
can you
watch.
get your ticket? Well, we're still determined.
Okay, I'm rushing into it.
Right.
That's the indie
But-
line right there.
Right,
Yes.
but I will definitely be in November at the Shapeshifter Lab for Dee Bridgewater's Network Woodshed Network program in Brooklyn, and definitely on all my social media and website, I keep people posted on where I'm performing and upcoming concerts. As well.
Perfect. Great.
So is that DarynDean.com?
DarynDean.com.
Everything is
Yes.
Darynn Dean.
Yes,
Everything is
everything.
Darynn Dean.
1 R, 1 Y, 2 N's, guys. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys stay tuned with Darynn Dean, okay? Write that down right now. And thank you so much for watching Breakthrough In-Depth Interviews.
Yes. Until next time.
Breakthrough.